All right, I thought, it was time for a little follow-up video on the Iraq orb video. Now, before we get into it, let me just show you guys a few side-by-side examples of these similar anomalies that I found on Google Earth, Google Maps, aerial photos, forums, just all kinds of places. But it really wasn't hard. But I was really shocked at just how similar these objects look, almost identical. And also, I'm including the GPS coordinates in every photo I have in this video. But look at this, guys. I mean, it looks almost identical. Now, this was back, I think it was, if memory serves me correct, 2016. This was Mosul, Iraq. You had a drone, a military drone, flying over a conflict zone in northern Iraq. And according to Jeremy Corbell, there was a 4-second video that accompanied this one screenshot from said video. Now, red flag number one, not a red flag, this is just like a red tidal wave, okay? He never released the video. And this is when I, look, I don't want to hate on the guy, but this is when I started kind of doubting Corbell. We had the Kermit the Frog video, we had the military flares in the Mojave Desert, and then, the Iraq orb, and he never released the damn video. And I think the reason he didn't, because here's what I think happened. I think the guy was duped. I think someone sent him possibly a video or one of these mini anomalies that I'm showing you right now, and he truly believed it was something out of this world. And I think that's honestly what happened, and that's why we never heard about that again. It was on his podcast, Weaponized. Of course, the great George Knapp was on there with him discussing the Iraq orb. And again, not hating on the guy, but that's what I think happened. I think he got duped. Now, what we're looking at here, are these UFOs? Are they UAPs? Is this a photographic anomaly? Is this a water droplet on the lens? Because you have to remember, this was an aerial photograph or video, according to him, from the the military spy plane or the drone, and not a satellite image, because a lot of people get that very confused. In fact, I'm going to show you the coordinates right here, right there, if you guys want to look it up. But first, let's revisit a recent video. Enthusiast Jeremy Corbell published an image of a metallic orb claimed to be taken from an American MC-12W ISR aircraft, a drone, a spy plane, over the city of Mosul, April 2016. Now, Corbell added that the orb has been designated as an unidentified anomalous phenomenon, UAP, and is under investigation by the DoD. All right, so again, just a little clip from a previous video. But look, guys, I've been researching this now for, I guess, about 2 years, and I have not been able to find hardly anything in terms of new information other than, I found a lot of similar objects. Number one, number two, the video was never released. And number three, I also found a lot of verifiable NASA objects that look very similar to this orb, this Iraq orb. And I'm going to show you a few here as we're moving forward. All right, let's do a side-by-side comparison of a known water droplet right there and the Iraq orb. I mean, look at this, guys. Looks almost identical, okay? But then the rabbit hole gets deeper and deeper and deeper, because we don't know the altitude. We don't know the distance. We don't know, was it at rooftop level, 200 feet, 2,000 feet, 50,000 feet? So it's almost impossible to say if it was a water droplet. Well, how did it hang on to the lens of a drone? Now, one thing that I did discover, there does appear to be water in the original photograph, like it was raining. So, but look right here, guys. These are NASA experimental craft and different scientific experiments that they've done throughout the years, blimps that look very similar, to these orbs. If they're, if you're filming or taking pictures from below. Now, right there, we call that the burpee. That's at NASA. Right down the road from me, there's a hangar that houses the burpee. The front opens up. It's almost like a little mini carrier. But I thought I would just include some of those to show that not everything in the sky is always, aliens, ET, or a UFO. Also, a little pat on the back here. I was able to uncover probably more than anyone else, because I've been looking for days and I cannot find an update on this Iraq orb. But, I was able to find the GPS images and these NASA craft. at least, try to dig a little deeper and just go a little further. So, all right, guys, look, I'm going to end the video with some clips from my previous Iraq orb videos just to give you all the details and just to kind of revisit this awesome case. And it, by the way, it is a very cool case. I'm not hating on Corbell at all. Again, I think he got duped, possibly, or, I don't know, maybe it is, UFOs. I think I may have just debunked the Iraq orb. I don't know. Let's see. You tell me. So, a few weeks ago, Jeremy Corbell released this photograph of the Iraq orb in Mosul, Iraq, taken in 2016 with a U.S. spy plane. So, I noticed the photograph that Corbell released to the public, the GPS coordinates were missing from the photo. And I thought, well, that's really, really odd. Like, why would Corbell intentionally remove the coordinates? So, like always, after a little bit of investigative work, I found the coordinates. So I plug it into Google Earth Pro. I start going back to 2016, 2017, and I was amazed by what I found. I found an anomaly almost identical to the Iraq orb. I mean, this is incredible. I'm thinking, did I just debunk this, or is this like another layer to the mystery? I don't know. But within maybe 10, 15, 20 feet of the Iraq orb, I see this, what you're looking at on your screen right now. Again, guys, the probability of this is almost, it's impossible to put in these GPS coordinates and go to this exact location, back in 2016, 2017, because if you don't know, you can go back in time on Google Earth Pro, and I found this anomaly. So what did I do? I cropped this out, okay, the original Iraq orb anomaly, and I put it next to what I found. Okay, you can see it's in the exact same spot. And again, I was stunned by what I found. I just don't even know what to say. I mean, it looks almost identical. I mean, maybe not identical, but damn close. I mean, very, very close. And again, the odds of this being a coincidence is like 1 in a million. So is this a tarp? Is it a balloon? I mean, is it some kind of weird photographic anomaly that keeps popping up in this particular coordinates? I don't know, but look at that, guys. There it is. Now, where that yellow pin is right there, the yellow thumbtack, the orb, the Iraq orb, is just right above that. Okay, that's the photograph you're looking at there. I mean, I'm just blown away. I don't know what to think of this. Now, I'm not trying to debunk Corbell, but I'm doing exactly what, someone I look up to, Mr. George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell, would do. I'm doing the real UFO investigative work. First of all, finding the coordinates was very hard to do, but this is the exact spot right there. I overlaid it just to give you kind of a side-by-side comparison. But what is that? I mean, what are we looking at here? It's not identical, but very, very, very close. And again, the odds of this being, two different objects is 1 in a million. Okay, so let's go over the red flags. Red flag number 1, the GPS coordinates removed from the photograph. Why? I mean, were they worried someone like me would go there and do the investigative work and find this other anomaly, possibly debunking the Iraq orb? Red flag number 2, the timeline doesn't add up. They said it was studied by the DoD and the Pentagon for 6 years. That would make it 2025, I think, or 24. So the timeline's a little bit off. Okay, red flag number 3, where is the 4-second video? Jeremy Corbell said this is a still photo, a screenshot taken from a 4-second video. Well, release the damn video. So all these red flags are popping up. And I got to tell you, I can't stress enough, I was amazed when I went to these coordinates and saw this metallic orb, within 10 to 15 feet of the Iraq orb right there. I put it side by side. Now that's about the distance the Iraq orb is compared to the anomaly that I found. I mean, this is 1 in a million. So I can't tell you how incredibly odd this is. Again, 1 in a million. So did I debunk it? I don't know. I mean, this is insane. Or does it add another layer of mystery? I mean, I really don't know, guys. That's why I wanted to get this video out. And I want to say, I'm not trying to debunk Jeremy Corbell. I have a ton of respect for him. George Knapp, I look up to him. He's like my journalistic hero. I thrive to be like him. I think he's done amazing work. I look up to both of these guys. So I'm doing what they would do. They put this out to the public so people like like me could put it under a microscope and scrutinize it, and that's exactly what I've done. Well, it didn't pass the smell test. Something is off here. Something just doesn't smell right. Like I said, the odds are 1 in a million. This cannot be a coincidence. I mean, whatever this is, whether it's an earthly anomaly, it could be another orb, a black budget military project, I don't know. Or is it a hoax? I mean, or was Jeremy Corbell fooled? That's what a lot of people are saying, that he got duped. And that's why, possibly the GPS coordinates was removed from the photograph. All right, so that's all the details, all the info I have right now. I will try to make a follow-up video to this. I think this is an amazing discovery. Again, I was just blown away when I went to the coordinates and saw this other metallic anomaly. And if you want to look at it yourself, you can see the GPS coordinates on my video. I can leave them below. Go to Google Earth Pro, go to 2016, 2017, when this, spy plane allegedly took this photograph, and you'll see the anomaly for yourself. There's about 30 or 40 photographs going from 1998 to 2021. The most recent photograph, 2021, go back to 2016, 2017, and you'll see this metallic orb. It's there in probably 3 or 4 different photos. So again, did Corbell get duped? Or is this, again, just another layer to the mystery? So leave a comment below and let me know what you think. UFO enthusiast Jeremy Corbell published an image of a metallic orb claimed to be taken from an American MC-12W ISR aircraft, a drone, a spy plane, over the city of Mosul, April 2016. Now, Corbell added that the orb has been designated as an unidentified anomalous phenomenon, UAP, and is under investigation by the DoD. Okay, London. The U.S. military is investigating an unidentified flying orb after a large round object was spotted by a spy plane over an active conflict zone. It was reported on Tuesday. Now, keep in mind, this was back in 2016, Mosul, Iraq. It was just a war-torn part of the world. Total devastation. Okay, let's continue. The image, originally taken April 2016 over the city of Mosul, was part of a classified briefing for U.S. officials and was shared by Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp on their podcast, Weaponized. So keep in mind, again, this happened in 2016. Now, I don't know if Corbell sat on this, but I know that these agencies out there like the DoD, the Department of Defense, the Pentagon, these different task force, these UAP task force, they have been investigating this and, again, recently released to the public. Okay, let's continue. Produced from a video by the Pentagon's Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force, the image of the orb is the first to be publicly revealed. So keep in mind, this is the first image, okay, taken from a 4-second video to be revealed from the U.S. government's ongoing unidentified flying objects investigation showing an unidentified craft over a conflict zone. Okay, I mean, this is just crazy, guys. The article goes on to say, and by the way, again, this is ARAB News. Here's the very basics. It's called the Mosul Orb. It's an image taken in northern Iraq, Corbell said on his podcast. Again, Weaponized. Check it out. I think episode 2 coming out tonight. This is the UFO category within the Intelligence Committee. This is an example of one of the UFOs that our military and intelligence committee are looking at. Now, we're going to get into that too. This UFO report, it was a joke, but released back in 2021, and we're still waiting on this new report to come out. So let's continue. It's one of many images. Now, keep that in mind. That's a key word, guys. Many images. This one is a still, again, a screenshot from a video. It's a brief video, maybe 4 seconds, where the orb or metallic ball runs alongside a spy plane, and it's shown moving beside the plane without dropping altitude at all. Now, it reminds me of the USS Nimitz off the coast of California. Let's continue. This is within part of the conversation of our intelligence committee. This is what they're looking at, he added, he being Corbell. One intelligence source speaking to the Mail said the video was analyzed by experts for more than 6 years at the Joint Base Langley, Virginia for the U.S. Central Command, but remains unexplained. Again, I want to get to this report of how many cases still remain unexplained. Following approval by the U.S. President Joe Biden for the fiscal year 2023 National Defense Authorization Act, which contains provisions related to UFOs, this case was made public. So, wow, this is a bombshell, guys. This is amazing. And again, at the end of the video, I'm going to give you my take on exactly, what we're looking at, or at least my opinion on what we're looking at here. A lot of people are throwing different theories around out there. Some people say it's a puddle of water. Some people say it's a car. I mean, I've heard all these crazy theories, but I'll give you my opinion coming up later on in the video.